guys get off of the counter though for me, okay?
Okay, Mama. I can't
Okay,
put
baby.
stuff in.
Come on, come.
My crack.
Hi. I didn't know if we were live. Normally you tell me when we're live, Ryan. Sorry, it's a little chaotic. Today, hi guys. What are you showing them? iPad down. Are we okay still? Kez, what are you showing them, baby?
The mermaids.
You're showing them your mermaids. Here, there you go.
Can you show them it?
You want me to show them? Sure, I can show them. Why don't you here? Come here, hold them. Watch, let's go up closer. All right, so we are making French dip sandwiches today. Hold on, look. If you're closer, they can see them. Show them both of them. Let me see. I've got two mermaids.
I got two mermaids.
Why did you get two mermaids?
Because the Baba Fairy.
The Baba Fairy. Kezia, finally, we got rid of the Baba. She's a big girl. No more goat milk.
I got one tooth away, and I got a $5 bill.
You had a tooth go away, and you got a $5 bill.
Mommy,
That was one of those things, the milk, the Baba, that I was like, it was quarantine. I was like, I don't want to mess with anything. She decided to get rid of it on her own, like a big girl, sleeping in the big girl bed. We're doing good, huh? Okay, French dip sandwiches. Is a French dip sandwich your favorite? Mm-hmm. From Eat What You Love, it's done in a slow cooker in the book, but we are going to make it in the Instant Pot today, which is the way that I've been making it most frequently lately because usually I don't remember to get it into the slow cooker in time. So that's what we're doing. Okay, are we plugged in? Not yet. All right, so you're going to start with a chuck roast. What did we end up with here? You never know when you get things delivered. We ended up with, oh, this one's a big guy. So I call for a 3-pounder in the book. You can see it, hold on. Here,
a big guy.
A big guy. Here, you know what? Why don't you look through this? Come here, come on, come down here. Well, that's not cooked yet. You can't eat it yet.
No, I want to eat and see.
Let's move, okay, hold on, honey. That's raw, so I want to touch it, okay? Let's move your mermaids back here.
Mom, can I tear off? Because I like tearing.
Okay, listen, both of you guys. I'm going to try to talk people through the recipe, which means you guys can't interrupt so much, okay? So a 3-pound chuck roast, grass-fed preferably, if you can afford and find it. It's definitely better for you. Obviously, organic would be the next step down. I have started doing a bigger chuck roast because I like to have leftovers. Hold on, and my kids go through it like crazy. So if you're doing it in the Instant Pot, I suggest cutting it into a couple big pieces, and we are going to brown it in the Instant Pot. If you want to just do it all at once, you could go stovetop and then transfer it. I just think it's a lot easier to get it all done in one pot. Also, you can totally skip the browning process anytime you see an Instant Pot recipe with it. It's just going to change the depth of flavor when you brown it. That browned meat and all the browned juices and oils help make that sauce really, really rich and dark and deep brown color. Hold on a second. Once it's cooked, of course. One more thing, hold on, thank you. And also browning it helps to render some of the fat, and so you don't get like big chunky fat pieces when you're cutting into it because it's kind of melted off into the sauce. Yes, ask a question while I get a knife.
Daddy said I can have my Legos back.
Okay, if Dad says you can have your Legos back, then that's up to Daddy. All right.
I got my Lego helmet back. And also I have my Lego guy in my pocket.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut this one into three.
This is the whole guy.
Okay. I'm talking about the food. I know you love your Lego. Cutting it into 3 pieces. If you see any big chunks of visible fat, cut them off. But the fat does help add some flavor, and grass-fed cuts of meat are typically more lean anyways, and they don't have as much marbling. So typically you don't want to get too much of it off of there. You guys. Wait, no, wait, hold on. This is, okay, now you need to, I was just cutting that off because we weren't going to use it. Can you go wash your hands in the bathroom, please?
Me?
Yeah, because when we touch raw meat, you have to go cut your hand, or cut your hands.
Wait, cut my hands?
No, we don't want to cut our hands.
I'll do that.
We want to wash our hands.
No, cut your hands.
It's actually not funny, right? Because cutting our hands on a knife would really, really hurt, which is why Mommy's taking this one away. And now, okay. I didn't almost cut you. Okay, so saute mode. All of the machines are obviously different. We want to go high. Hi. Stop. Okay, we want to go on high temperature. Okay, out. I need you to go out. Go on. Yeah, come back. No, you can come back in 5 minutes when you're ready. Be quiet. Go on. Yes. This is your last chance, okay? You can go play with your brother if you're not going to be quiet. You know what? You can sprinkle a little salt for me on the meat if you want. Can you try to sprinkle it evenly all over? That's great. So salting your meat before you brown is going to help it get a really nice kind of toasty texture, crispy texture. However, when you cook in an Instant Pot, that's gonna pretty much go away anyways, so it doesn't really matter, but I think that salting it just helps the flavors infuse a little bit better. So once this is hot, we are going to add a bit of oil. You can go avocado oil, you can go ghee, you can go olive oil if you want.
Mom, can I add it?
I'm gonna go wash my hands in a second, then we'll just use tongs so we don't have to. Okay, this is gonna get hot. I want you off the counter, please, Missy. All right, let me wash my hands. You guys tell them a joke while I wash my hands.
Okay, why did the chicken cross the road? Because he wanted to eat a dinosaur.
He wanted to eat a chicken. Another
Why did the dinosaur cross the road? Because he wanted to drive a bus.
Oh my goodness, you too.
Does Aladdin cross the road? Do you want to eat a dinosaur? Just kidding.
Okay, just kidding. I need you to move. Your mermaids. That's fine. You can use that. Okay, here we go. I need to look still, although typically I just have started eyeballing this because we've done it so much. But all right, our oil is hot. I'm gonna add 2 of these at one time because I can fit them.
What is this?
This is a chuck roast. It's beef. It's meat.
Why
Get all
did
that.
the truck roast cross the road? Because he wanted to drive a bus. Why do you think the chicken crossed the road? You want to eat a chicken this kidding. Just kidding. Wow.
Wow, okay, this might start splattering, so I want you to come back, okay? Come back from the pot, don't have your face over it. All right, so while that is browning, to try to speed things up a little bit, let's mix up our sauce. You guys can help me with this part, okay? And actually, I was just going to, I'll have you guys help me measure just so that you have something to do, little ones. Absolutely. You guys can both help me mix. Okay, hey, Kez, can you grab? Okay, so, hey, okay. Okay. Mixer coming through. All right, so typically, just to keep things easy, I brown, dump all of your sauces in. Okay, you're talking over Mommy. Why don't you go out and play with Asher for a minute? You can come back when you're ready to be quiet. As soon as you're ready to be quiet, you can come back. No, you keep talking over me, okay? You keep interrupting, and it's really hard for me to explain if you're gonna keep talking over me. Okay. All right. So this can be like fully one pot. You don't have to mix your sauce in a separate thing, but just so we can start working while this is browning, let me move this off to the side. All right. Look at. You guys are both gonna get to mix. Look, you get to do this one. Okay.
Yay!
All right. Let's move this away so that we don't burn ourselves. Let's just let that go for a little bit. Okay, so the French dip recipe that I used to make growing up, it was like one of my first recipes I ever learned how to make, included just a packet of au jus. Don't even know what was in it, but you just mixed it with water. Hold on, and then we bought roast beef. When I started trying to make it on my own, back before I went grain-free and gluten-free, I used Worcestershire sauce and all this other stuff. And so this is kind of made to mimic that. Excuse me, hold on a minute, okay? Okay, so I've got one, actually, because we're doing it in the Instant Pot, I've reduced to 1 cup of beef broth in here. Okay, just don't spill it, okay? And then we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of fish sauce. Don't let that freak you out. I found that the combination of coconut aminos, fish sauce, and then some sort of an acid like lime juice or apple cider vinegar can actually really mimic the flavor of Worcestershire sauce. You don't get the fish flavor at all, I promise you, despite the smell of fish sauce. It won't come through when you're actually eating this. Okay, so we need a 1/4 cup, 2 teaspoons of the fish sauce, 1/4 cup of our coconut aminos. Okay, here's this. You wanna do this one? So if you're not familiar with coconut aminos, they're a soy-free soy sauce alternative. They're a little less salty, but honestly, it's like a perfect even sub, which is great. Does that smell so good? Beef broth. Smells delicious. Okay, 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. I'll do it. This one doesn't smell so good. Here, Easton, smell this. Mmm. Woo! It'll like burn your nose. Does this remind you guys of anything? The smell of this?
Asher's sauce of his salad.
Oh, it does smell like his salad a little bit. But what I was actually thinking of, yeah, we're gonna put it in a minute, babe. Let me just turn these. What I was thinking of was our experiments we did a couple weeks ago with like the volcanoes and the fizzing water and the raisins. Do you remember that? Okay. So, hold on.
Can we put
This is such a weird angle to be cooking at. Let me just show you. Hold on. Yeah, just a second. Not yet. So you want your meat to look like that on all sides.
Mommy, can I have one?
This whole process will take like 10 minutes just to brown everything. Oh my gosh, you guys, yeah. Okay, you're going a little too rough with that. All right, we need wait, we don't want to cover it. 1 teaspoon of dried thyme. Well, hold on, honey, I want to put the rest of what we need in there, okay? And then you can mix it up and then you can cover it. All right, a teaspoon of dried thyme, and then we have onion powder, garlic powder, cloves, and black peppercorns. So onion powder, we need a teaspoon.
Can I start mixing that one?
Yeah. I tried to make this recipe a lot more like pantry staple friendly for you guys. So rather than doing whole onions, yeah, you did a good job. Rather than doing whole onions, whole garlic. Okay.
Mom, do I take away the chunks?
You're still interrupting. You're gonna go out. Okay. I've given you a lot of chances. I need you to go out. Okay. When mommy's talking, you need to stop. You don't have to listen, but I need you just to not talk over me. Okay.
Do I take away
Okay.
the way
Yeah, you did a good job with the chunks. So rather than doing whole garlic, onions, all the things, instead of having to chop all those up, I'm just utilizing your pantry spices. Everything's done in one pot. We serve these for the kids. I give them gluten-free buns, or if I have some of my gluten-free, nut-free sandwich bread made from this, that's usually what I'll serve it over. My bagels work really well for it. You could even wrap it up in a tortilla. I mean, when I was a kid, we used to eat them on like crusty Dutch rolls or something like that. So really, it's kind of whatever you have. It works over lettuce or in a lettuce wrap, but it's definitely saucy, and that's kind of the best part, is getting to dip it in that au jus at the end. So something that soaks it up would be preferable. And my kids love cheese on theirs and a little bit of mayonnaise. But we're not gonna get to show you the end result, obviously. Yes.
I'm done.
You're done, good job. Okay, oh, you won't, I was gonna ask you to go find something for me, but you're not gonna be able to find it. Okay, so it looks like a lot. It calls for a tablespoon of salt. It's a big piece of meat, and the broth that I use is unsalted. So definitely if you're using a salted bone broth, reduce that. You can always add more at the end once you've tasted it all, once the meat's shredded and it's in the juices, you can decide if you think you need more. Okay, and then we've got a half teaspoon of, whole black peppercorns. Oh, you want to put it in there? Okay, here you go.
Whoa.
Okay, and then the last thing is a bay leaf, which I'm gonna go grab really quick. All right, you guys, you ready? So let's jump, oh, cool. That lovely white dish towel is no longer. Wait, oh, you're putting that in too? Great, you're super helpful, honey. I love it. Okay, we also need half a teaspoon of freshly squeezed lime juice. Oh,
Mom,
I actually do have it. I didn't think I did. Hold on. Let me just cut this and then I'm all, oh, sweet.
Here.
I already have one.
Can I put it in here, Mama?
Yeah, I'll just go like this. Okay. Yeah, Kez, now what I want you to do is come off the counter because your beautiful dress is gonna get all this oil all over it.
Mama?
Yes, thank you for waiting your turn. That's very nice.
Mama?
Uh-huh.
Can we make our own recipe?
Can you make your own recipes?
Yeah.
I do love when you guys make your own recipes, but I don't know about today. Maybe another day, okay? All right, so our meat is browned. We've got some really nice brown bits and juices down at the bottom, which helps add to all that flavor. You can't have it yet because it's going to take a bit to cook. Okay, Easton, I need you to dump the broth in.
Yes?
Yep. Careful. Great, great, good job. Okay, and Kezzy, I need you to dump your whole mixture in.
Yes.
Yes. Good. Okay,
Whoa, you're gonna put
good job.
beef in there?
A leaf, yep, this is called a bay leaf. It helps give some good flavor. All right, so we're just going to toss, no, honey, it's hot. Okay, we're just going to toss our meat to coat it in the juices and then pop our lid on, and that's it. Easiest thing ever. Typically, I'll serve it with like roasted potatoes or some frozen French fries and a salad. And it's literally one of my children's favorite meals. I think I could probably make it weekly for them and they would be thrilled. So let me show you just really quick, just because I know everybody sometimes gets a little intimidated by their Instant Pot if you haven't used it. Just make sure that your silicone ring is pressed down all the way, honey, into this metal ring here. And this cooks in the slow cooker for about 8 hours. But if you're doing it in the Instant Pot, I think I usually do it 60 to 70 minutes. I do have instructions, by the way, in the book for you to follow if you guys have a copy. And this is, by the way, what it looks like. Can you see that? Hopefully. Okay, so in here, oh, so I actually say 25 minutes. I've been going a lot longer. It can be done in 25 minutes if you want, but the longer you cook it, the more tender it's going to be, especially because of all that braising liquid. So feel free to go longer if you want. Okay, so couple tips actually. So there's an arrow here, there's an arrow here. If you put your lid on and match up those arrows, it's going to go on perfectly. Also, just because I showed this on my stories and I didn't know it after like 3 years of being an Instant Pot user, when you pull the lid off later to check, hey, shh. When you pull the lid off later to check on your meat, you can just put the lid just like that. All the drippings and juices will fall into it. I always didn't know where to put this thing. There you go. Yes, you're waiting super patiently. Uh-huh.
Can I tell that?
Oh, no.
Can I tell that? Mama?
No, we're not cutting anything right now, okay?
Mommy,
You can bring it up here, but
Can I show you the whole thing?
yeah,
I wanna show
yeah. Hold on, let me set this first. Let me just tell everybody. Depending on what machine you have, you're gonna want to set your valve to pressure or sealing, not to the release side. And then we're going to cancel because we're still on saute mode. It's always funny to try to do this upside down. Pressure cook and pressure cook on high. You can also do a meat stew button if that's what you have. It doesn't really matter. Keep pushing things. So I'm gonna go all the way up to 60 minutes to an hour. And then we want our temperature on high and start. Okay. So manual high pressure for 60 to 70 minutes, I think is the best, especially because, oh, you're cutting some grapes, great job.
Daddy.
And then, hold on, just a sec. Yes. So then when it's done, you're gonna take the lid off. You are going to pull out the meat. It will probably be just falling apart, but you put it on a cutting board, slice it against the grain, or even just shred it with 2 forks. Put it back in the juices and let them all kind of soak everything up. And then I typically will turn this back onto saute mode with the lid off and let it just boil and kind of reduce the sauce a little bit. And also it just helps it permeate into that meat. And then, like I said, you can serve it. Good cutting. Can I get you a cutting board instead of on the counter? But really good job cutting your cucumbers, honey. Okay. Cutting board, baby, yes. Okay, I'm gonna sign off. Oh, questions. We didn't take a single question during all of that because it was all over the place. Go ahead while I get Kezzy a cutting board. So this is hold on. The question, Rebecca is asking, which model of the Instant Pot is this? No, I can't remember, honestly. I typically actually use the Duo Plus. That's kind of the one that I use the most often. I don't remember which one this is. They're both on my shop page, so just go to shop.againstallgrain.com. Hey guys, shh, okay? You guys can chop up your cucumbers, but let's be quiet. Question? Sorry, ask that one more time. So Natasha's asking, why does the cooking time need to be longer with liquid? It doesn't, actually. I just go extra than what I said in here because I think it makes it more tender, and that's how my kids like it. You reduce the liquid, maybe that's the question. You reduce the liquid when you're converting something from a slow cooker to an Instant Pot recipe. My rule of thumb is usually reducing it by about a half a cup or so. And that's because with an Instant Pot, everything is locked in, and so you're not, let's not cut all of these. You're not losing your steam like you would in a slow cooker or a stovetop. Everything's getting locked in there, so you just don't need as much liquid. It'll water down the recipe a little bit more. So that's typically why I go less. Staying inside the gray is wondering about cleaning the plastic piece for the Instant Pot. I'm assuming you mean the silicone ring. Honestly, we've talked about this before, I feel like, on here, and it's like impossible to get the smells out. There's all sorts of tricks. I just wash mine in the dishwasher. You can soak it in vinegar or lemon juice. I've heard that helps. I've also heard drying it in the sun helps. I've also heard people just have two separate rings, one for their bone broth making and then one for everything else. But the smell, it just is always there, and it's going to kind of turn a little bit of a brown color. Doesn't mean it's not clean. And it doesn't impart those flavors onto your dishes from what I've found. So it doesn't bother me too much, but it's one of those things that I just don't feel like is very cleanable. I did find a couple tutorials though on like cleaning the inner rings and things like that on your Instant Pot, which I feel like should be done every once in a while just so it doesn't get gross and crusty. But you can just Google like deep cleaning an Instant Pot, and there's quite a few great tutorials out there. I've gone through with like Q-tips and toothpicks before, but I don't do that often.
Final question.
Oh.
Michelle, where is your shirt from?
I can answer that this time because I think they still have it. Baseballism, same with this. Michelle is asking, we're a baseball family because of that dude over there. And actually this guy's playing now too, huh? Yeah, do you like it? Yeah. Yeah, Baseballism. That's where it's from. It's a great company. They make the coolest stuff, like all their shirts. They make kids stuff. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's fine. All right, any other questions before we say goodbye? Okay guys, goodbye. This is a great easy weeknight meal. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. We'll see you next week. Bye. Can you guys say bye?
Bye. Call us on the SOP.
Do what? Do what?